very much, Fiona. Thanks, guys, for sitting in on this morning or this afternoon session. I am Pauline McGrellis, as Fiona mentioned. I'm the Business Development Manager from the Involve Group. And I'm going to talk to you today a wee bit about what we do and how we've been helping organisations within the food and food-related industries itself. We're a technology company that deliver technology solutions out of the CoLab, which is part of the Institute of Technology in Letterkenny in Donegal. Some of you might know us, some of you might not have heard of us, but yeah, just want to spend a wee bit of time to give you a wee bit of information in the area of the technology solutions that we offer. Our solutions really are aimed towards quality, technical, HR, in helping them to manage the whole compliance training, risk, and the cost of the workload that is associated with the whole auditing and compliance process. We have various different products within our portfolio, just to take you through a few of them there. First of all, we have our BRC Manager solution. Now that's our paperless technology solution. What we're really doing with our software and our technology is to bring you from the older traditional systems of spreadsheet and paperwork into utilising more modern technology in performing different functions through tablet apps and that as well. So yeah, a little bit of fun with that. If anybody wants to have a look at some of that, we can go through it. But BRC Manager really is for our BRC certified industries, and it's our 100% paperless risk and compliance management solution for them industries. Now that within the food industries, we obviously have the likes of storage and distribution, packaging, and that falls into the different BRC standards. So, you know, we work with many companies within them different standards itself. Then we have our group learner solution. It's our paperless learning management solution, and that's for manufacturing industries and for recruitment industries who onboard and train on behalf of manufacturing and the food industry itself. Our Respond Point technology is our interactive keypad solution that is utilised in a more of a training environment. And that's really our, it's a little bit like the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire TV quiz show, the scenario itself, really, where everybody's given a keypad as they come into the training environment itself. Now, what this allows us to do is to push out one training course to many people at the same time, and the results and the data that's coming from the keypads, i.e. the answers to the questions, are then uploaded onto a platform. So that's the learning management platform itself. So it gives us great visibility as to our training courses and how effective that they are actually being. We also have our CIEH online portal on our website, where we have a catalogue of 26 pre-defined or pre-developed courses ready to go for you that can be pushed out through tablet delivery, also through e-learning, and also the keypad solution into a group environment itself. Now, these courses are fully endorsed by the CIEH. We have a great relationship with the CIEH and are very proud of it. And in fact, we have, with our tablet examiner solution, created specifically for the CIEH for use for them to have a paperless e-assessment solution. So that's their solution that we actually have running at the CIEH there. Just to touch on a few of the customers that we have, some be instantly recognisable here on the Emerald Isle. Moy Park up in Dungannon and Craigavon and that, they're starting to roll out our solution. They're a user of our BRC Manager platform, and that's now potentially going into 4 different sites. We started it up in Dungannon, but deploying now through many different sites itself. We have Mackle Pet Food, some more down around the southern half of the country, Glenpatrick Springwater. We also then have McColgan's up in Strabane. But, you know, some of you will recognise these names. Some of them might be, you know, smaller companies, larger companies. Really doesn't matter the size of your organisation when it comes to building a robust culture of safe food and providing a safe environment for our staff to work in. Your processes are all the same. You've got the same commitment. So, whether you're 50 people in your production lines or 2,000, 2,500 or more, then as I say, our solution really is there to help everybody in their efforts. I just want to touch a wee bit on the traditional methods that are typically used within organisations to manage risk and compliance. Now, that is by way typically of spreadsheets and paper. As we talk to food companies, the majority, that's what they use. So what we can have is a multitude of spreadsheets used by a multitude of people, and one person might be updating a spreadsheet or a training matrix with the information about our health and safety, maybe the HSE executive there, or maybe we have food safety that's managed by technical and quality or HR, and then we have like other spreadsheets that are managed by other areas itself. Then what we tend to do is deliver 80% of our training is actually delivered in a production environment via printing off a piece of paperwork. Now that paper could be 1 page long, it could be 20 pages long. It could be, one of our customers where, they're talking to us about a 31-page document that they had. Now the cost of that, can get quite extreme in terms of the volumes of training that is actually provided. I have a client, looking at our software at the minute, and his job, bless him, was to actually manage 500 people, but 200 training procedures for them 500 people. Well, I don't know about you guys, but that gives me sore eyes actually looking at a spreadsheet and the job of actually maintaining and updating a spreadsheet of 100,000 cells there. So really that's where our technology does actually go in helping to automate a lot of that process itself. Now, in terms of the whole BRC side of things and your accreditation, there's different areas that are involved in that whole compliance side, whether it be HR, whether it be auditing. Then we have another multitude of spreadsheets that's used to manage audit schedules, corrective actions, the outcomes from the corrective actions, the root cause analysis, maybe training plans or audit plans, and different elements of that whole audit process that will in turn take us through the whole BRC certification itself. And whether it's BRC or whether it's SALSA or other accreditations themselves, our solutions are not just geared to BRC certified companies, but we have something there to suit everyone. A big thing that the people talk to us about is managing supplier documentation, and again, lo and behold, another spreadsheet which lists all the information of our suppliers, the documentation that we have required or requested from our suppliers. And again, then what tends to happen is that information is it's printed off and it's put in a filing cabinet of information. So what we actually experience with this style of traditional spreadsheet and paper-based processes is that it brings along a multitude of problems and issues for the people trying to manage that whole process. This is some of the common feedback that we get from food companies, production companies that really they experience with that whole process of trying to get through their BRC certification. They talk to us about the amount of paperwork and the workload that is actually involved in the whole process. Now, by workload, what we mean is, again, we paint the picture of you're printing off your technical documentation or your training documents. You're trying to get them out onto the production staff, signed off, and then what happens is that the staff member signs the document. You come back and you update a spreadsheet if you're managing that whole particular process. And that information then, is duplicated over and over and over again, depending on the training that you're providing. So there's a lot of manual workload that's associated with that, and of course, what comes with that is human error as well. People also talk to us, and one of the questions that as I'm engaging with food companies in terms of their compliant is, well, how compliant is your company or your site in terms of the training that you need to provide as part of the BRC process? And, the majority of people really can't, it's a finger in the air. They can't give me a percentage of how compliant their sites actually are. The issue, one of the biggest issues with spreadsheet and paper is that these systems don't talk to each other. So when it comes to management reporting or providing simple reports of gap analysis and where our risk areas are, it's practically impossible to get this information from the use of spreadsheets itself. When the auditors are on site, finding information again can be quite a problem or a challenge for people, because where they thought that they left that certificate for that level 2 food safety training, the auditor's looking for the proof of that, and when we go there we can't actually find it. So again, that can become quite a challenge. And people spend so long preparing for BRC audits, so we rush around before the audit date itself, and that could be 3 or 4 weeks or whatever, but preparing for that, when the auditors are gone, it's a big relief, okay, they're off, we've got our grading here and we've done rather well, patting the back everyone. But what our solutions really, I suppose, focus you on doing is living and breathing that culture of food safety and compliance on a daily basis. And whether we like it or not, our customers are starting to make demands on us as to going more unannounced in terms of our audits, to really show, I suppose, your own commitment and your confidence in being audit ready every day. So the solution, our BRC Manager solution, as I mentioned, the single centralised platform that allows you to manage the whole compliance and risk within the site itself. 3 different versions of the solution. Learning Manager, control your learning aspects of it. Remove the spreadsheets and the training matrices. Ready to go courses there that can actually be launched from the platform. So the documentation to ensure that your staff are always trained on the recent and the relevant version of the document, then that ensures the delivery of that as well. We have our Audit Manager, which really allows you to control all the internal BRC self-assessments, customer audits, corrective actions, non-conformances, and be able to manage that through the one single system itself. We also have recently added functionality to it where we're able to deliver vulnerability assessments, and you're able to keep the information and track the information associated to that as well. The Enterprise Edition, well, that just combines our 2, Learning Manager and our Auditing Manager. And to support the platform, we have our tablet app, which allows us to, as I mentioned, move into more, making use of more modern technology through the use of the apps itself. Now, this just gives you a little bit of information on how it's done. So rather than taking your paperwork out, what you're doing is you're going with your tablet. So no need for a clipboard in terms of your auditing. This is where we can see the course launch. This is an e-learning course that is launched from the tablet itself. So again, this can be taken to the staff member. What actually happens is that they read, they can actually look through the course, and then what we can have is the paperless sign-off. So this information is not going to get lost. It's always there. We host this platform on your behalf, so it's a cloud-based system, so the information will always be there. What we see here is the audit schedules. So for the auditors actually managing the spreadsheets, again, we've got this in a much nicer way of representation here. And what this gives us is a list of our audits and the audit schedule and the status of the audits themselves. Now, this is all information taken from the tablet or put into the tablet when doing the audits. So that information doesn't then have to go back into a spreadsheet and be manually updated in the spreadsheet itself. Here we can see the audit statements. So as we're going around doing the audits, the supplier documentation not supplier documentation, sorry, the audits and the statements, the photographic evidence that we can actually have as part of that as well. Now, I've only got a minute left, so I'm trying to rush through this, so apologies about it, guys. But I think the main thing really is being able to have clear visibility as to the risk and the gap analysis that really can let us down when it comes to BRC and the auditors arriving on site. being able to see the workload and what needs to be done. This is a report that actually shows us the risk in terms of the training and employees, so what employees need what training, and if an auditor arrives on site, that we know prior to doing that they need this element of training, and with e-learning you can push that out very, very quickly and at a low cost as well. This management reports actually show us the quality and technical risk analysis. So this is the outstanding corrective actions. So we have the ability with the tablet to actually raise a corrective action as we're doing the audit, take the photographic evidence and assign that corrective action out to the person that would be responsible for it. And again, that's all automated, no need to go back and update a spreadsheet itself. This particular report shows the self-assessments, so the internal BRC self-assessments. We have, the issue 7 self-assessment set up and the templates already there to rock and roll essentially. So, again, they can be run through the tablet and the platform. Now, guys, that's about 45 to 50 minutes of talking into 15. So I hope it made sense. If anybody wants to have a look at our technology, my colleague Anne-Marie is at the back with information packs. If anybody does want to take away any for, maybe your quality teams and that, or if you want to have a look at some of our tablet stuff and how we do it, then, see us at the back. We also do run regular webinars based on our technology and subject matter experts. So, if you want to take the information down there, our card is in the information pack, so you can log on and join us in one of them. But thanks very much for your time. Sorry, probably gone over. Thanks very much.